Lions fans, Lions Nation, what's going on? It's your boy King. Let's talk about some updates with the Detroit Lions. Over this last 2 weeks has been pretty interesting. Some recent reports have came out, obviously, about some of the positions on our team, and also we definitely got to talk a little bit of a Senior Bowl. But let's start out with the obvious news. We pretty much knew that this wouldn't be the year for Aaron Glenn. Um, Always a possibility of crazy things happening in the league. Let's just be honest about it. But we all knew that, next year would probably be when we lose Glenn, if we lose Glenn. So, Glenn is definitely going to be here with the Detroit Lions once again this season, which is very, very key and very important for us. But when we get the good news, we also get some more news to keep us rattled. Obviously, one of our rivals here in the NFC North, the Minnesota Vikings, especially after the mess with the Harbaugh situation here for us Michigan fans, have decided that they wanted to interview our DB coach and Mr. Pleasant. So, there's also, I believe it was Jeff Ritson, if I'm not mistaken, I seen on Twitter, said that, he heard from a little birdie that he would probably likely get the job. So let's see if that holds any base. Him going to one of our rivals absolutely sucks, saying if that was the situation. So, we'll see what happened, man. But we all know that Pleasant did a great job with our DBs, man. We our undrafted guys, man, and from our veterans that we did have here, they did an excellent job. Him and Aaron Glenn together were absolutely amazing on our defense, especially with the secondary department, for what it was worth. So, with that said, man, couple of things going on around the league right now. Report came out today that the Bears plan to pursue Davante Adams. I believe the Lions most definitely will make that phone call, amongst a couple of other guys that I'm getting ready to mention. The Lions are going to definitely take a shot at that. I believe that we have a more, I would say, better situation for him. We obviously, we need him as a number one receiver, but we also have some guys on the offense, veteran quarterback and Jared Goff, for what it's worth. Solid offensive line for protection for him. But at the same time, we have TJ Hawkinson, we have Swift, we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, we have Quintez Cephas, we have all the other guys that he needs. So like I said, with a solid backfield, solid quarterback position for what it's worth right now. And yes, I did say solid quarterback position because, with the Lions adding a receiver or two and shoring up a few more things, it's going to make Jared Goff be more serviceable. Like I said, is he the guy? I still say hell no. But it's going to make him more serviceable for what it's worth. He has to have literally every single thing under the sun in order for him to be successful, and he still at times just cannot get things done. So, like I said, I don't know, man, but they both definitely most likely will make a play for Davante Adams. That's just the obvious. That's the obvious. So, also the Cardinals, Kyler Murray unfollowed the Cardinals, took everything Cardinals related off of his social media. Obviously didn't have the performance that the fan base and probably the organization wanted him to have. Like I said, Kyler is still very young. Took them to a place where, like I said, they surprised a lot of people. A lot of people knew that they would be good, but during the regular season, they definitely were really good. So, like I said, tough loss for the Cardinals. But it's definitely reached its peak with the fan base and I guess the organization and Kyler Murray, to where he's unfollowed all the social media links and everything, and took all the Cardinal related things down from his social media. So will the Lions make that call? Of course. Like I said, that's just doing your due diligence as Brad Holmes. Of course, he's going to kick the bucket and see what it'll take to, try to acquire Kyler Murray. Yes, he's going to kick the bucket. It's Kyler Murray we're talking about. So, um, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Kyler Murray, simply because, like I said, I just feel like, he panics at times. I don't like his size still. I still don't like his size at all. I feel like sometimes he can't see. But it is what it is. If we made a swap like that or whatever the Lions decide to do, I still rather watch Kyler Murray than our current quarterback. I'm not trying to be as harsh, but I'm just being honest, and that's my opinion. So everybody's entitled to theirs. But that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about the situation. Senior Bowl, man. Let's talk about the Senior Bowl before we get into these mock drafts and the upcoming draft in general. Senior Bowl, man. Senior Bowl week was definitely interesting. But the name that kept ringing out, obviously, is Mr. Malik Willis. Malik Willis from Liberty, man. Like I said, it's a situation where I don't want to pass up on an opportunity to, get a quarterback to bring in here and have him come behind whoever starts this year, whether it's Goff. Most likely it's going to be Goff, unless the Lions make some type of drastic move. But to have him to come and learn, because I believe he's incredibly raw. Watching film of Malik Willis is the greatest, worst thing I ever watched in my life. The talent, man, the speed, the athleticism, the elusiveness, the powerful arm. Very powerful arm. Flick that thing down the field, no problem. And the potential, those are all the pros. But then you start to see the cons and how raw he is. He is very raw. And against competition, he just did not do well in this past college season. So, like I said, you take an opportunity on a later pick with the Lions. Obviously we got 2 first rounders and we got a second rounder right at the beginning of the second round. A lot of people don't believe that he'll make it down that far, but a lot of mock drafts have him going somewhere around 36. So it's always a possibility. You hear all the hype coming from the Senior Bowl, but these organizations are not falling for some Senior Bowl hype. I can guarantee you that. They're watching that film in the season with the lights on, and that's just going to be say all be all. Of course, the combine may improve the stock a little bit more because, like I said, how much more can it improve it? We already know he's athletic, fast, and everything else. So, looking at that situation, if he falls to one of those latter positions and the Lions take him, I wouldn't be upset about it. Me personally, I wouldn't do it, but I kind of feel like the Lions are in a tough situation because in no way, shape, or form do I believe we'll be picking top 5 again in 2023's draft. So you just may have to. A lot of people say, hey, we got quarterbacks coming out in the next draft after that. I don't think the Lions are going to be in position for that because the Lions are not going to go out and win another 3 games this upcoming season. They're probably going to be somewhere that mid-level type of team just based off of them adding some talent to what they already have and the excellent job that the coaching staff has been doing motivating these kids and getting them to play the best that they can possibly play. So you get another year up under a lot of our young guys' belts. Is just hard for me to see the Lions only winning somewhere around 3 games again. So that opportunity just may not be there. You may have to go ahead and make that type of move and bring in a Malik Willis with a lot of potential, but that's extremely raw. Is some people that even went as far to say that he would go in he would be the first quarterback off the board, which I believe is absolutely baloney. You're out of your mind if you think he's going ahead of some of those guys, man. So, don't read into the moment. Don't read into the hype that you get from the Senior Bowl. It's good to hear that he did do well, especially in weather conditions, because we in the NFC North, we have to go to, the Packers' house. We have to go to, Chicago. And we already know what this is. You know what I'm saying? So that's good to hear. But unless he falls, I'm just gonna have to take a hard pass on that situation. Do you take a quarterback in the later rounds? Something's available for you, do it. Obviously, we need to bring in somebody young and raise them up. I've been screaming at y'all about that over the last 6 years, man. So it's something that the Lions need to do finally. But with the upcoming draft, I'm still going edge rusher, especially with like I said, the number 2 pick. Um, some crazy mock drafts out there got us taking safeties at number 2. It's just like, where do they get some of these mock drafter guys? I'm talking about PFF guys, man. So, yeah, it's just been crazy reading some of these stories and some of these reports out there. But it's all expected. It's all expected. They expect the Lions to do dumb things, and I think with this regime currently right now, I think we're in a better place. We're definitely in a better place. So we'll keep our eye on the current situation. Obviously, we made the move in bringing in keeping Mr. Ben Johnson and promoting him to offensive coordinator, which was absolutely the right move. Also, it just elevates my belief that this management group that we have right now, they get it. They get it so far. So, like I said, that's the obvious move. It's like it was nothing out there that was really sexy for the Lions to do as far as offensive coordinator. So with them doing that, it was obvious. And with that said, like I said, those are just things that you just wink your eye at and say, hey, great move, great situation. Ben Johnson is definitely the guy for the job. So, with that said, that's pretty much it as far as news and updates. I'll keep you guys in tune, and we'll keep our eye on some things, and hopefully the Lions go ahead and go into this draft and do a masterful job at adding pieces that can contribute. And like I said, we still got free agency. We still got question marks about Trey Flowers. We'll talk about all of that too. But yeah, for this current situation right now, let's keep our ear to the ground and see what happens, man. With that said, it's your boy King. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.